Scroufy, what's up? It's December, so I'm getting jolly right now. Awesome. Love to hear it, Scroufy. Thanks for being here, as always. You are the best. Don't tell any other viewer that I said that, okay? Jolly season is real. Okay, I believe that we are live everywhere. Purple, red, red times 2. We're not live on TikTok. Okay. Go live. Level design for superhero game. Okay, Buggy VRC, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Okay, now we're live everywhere. Now let's do the Discord announcement. Copy. Paste. What's the star eyes? Boom, Discord announcement done. Confirm. Okie dokie. We are live in all 4 locations. Now, let's start up Stream Focus. This is actually a old version of Stream Focus. I have a new version of Stream Focus coming out soon. That it's not a flashy update, but it's also super flashy at the same time. It's hard to explain. Super hard to explain. 2 live streams. Come on. Yes, beautiful. Love it. Okay, we are golden everywhere. Someone already sent a gift, or is that from the previous stream that I was attached to? Yeah, that was the previous stream. Okay, looks like we're all set. I'm gonna pray and then we're gonna get started. Today is going to be a super fun stream. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. Okay. Thank you, Jesus, so much for another day of life and breath and good health. I thank you for this opportunity to stream and to do game design, to do what I love. I thank you that I have a client too that I love working with, and just all these things, Lord, they're just huge blessings, and I thank you for them. I don't take them for granted. And I thank you just so much for your goodness to me, Lord. I thank you for everyone that's here now and everyone that might join the stream later on. I pray your blessing over them, and I just pray that today would be a great day, that we wouldn't have any technical difficulties with the stream, everything would go well, and I just ask, Lord, that you would help me to work with excellence and create work that is pleasing to you and pleasing to my client. It's in your name I pray. Amen. Ashley just subbed on YouTube. Let's go. Okay, let's say hi to everyone, and then I'll tell you guys what we're doing today. It's gonna be fun. Okay, that gift is from from a different stream. Mr. Morris, it makes me so mad. NGL. Who is that? Is that from a previous stream? Let's see. Yeah, it is. I kind of want to restart Stream Focus. We've got some old chats in here. Adam. Yeah, that's old. I'm actually gonna restart Stream Focus. I don't know which of those are mine and which are not mine. I need to make Stream Focus so that when you switch to a different channel, it will delete previous alerts and messages. But I've not done that yet. Okay, now we should be golden with only new stuff. But I'm gonna see what you guys chatted before I closed out. Okay, so we've got Scroufy. Scroufy chooses to be jolly today because it's December, getting jolly in the jolly season. We've got Buggy, Found you on Instagram and this is the first time in stream. Awesome, dude. Buggy, thanks for joining the stream. That's super cool. What video was it, or what reel was it on Instagram where you found it? Oh, and I'm leaving. Wait, what? Why are you leaving? No. Okay, so that is purple. Now let's check out YT. No chats on YTs yet. What is that? Oh, members only live stream? No, I'm not doing that. Okay. Well, GWN is blocked. Why are you guys spamming that? What game is it going to be named? So this is a game called Tooland. This is a game that follows a comic book series from a client of mine. This client of mine, his name is Jason. He created a comic book series called Tooland. And yeah, I really need to figure out how to... I am Big Raymond. Thank you for the rose. That means a lot. Okay, closing out stream focus again. Oh, Buggy was leaving because I was praying? Oh, that's silly. Okay, whatever. Okay, so today's stream is the level design. We are going to begin blocking out the level design for this Tooland superhero game, and I am super pumped. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. We have been, or I have been, well, you guys have been helping with the game too, sort of, in a way. We're going to be, or we have been doing so. We've been pouring so much time and effort and streams and work into working on Drip, the main character, and these goons, these bad guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this and show where we're at. But the backdrop has just been a placeholder level, but we are finally getting into it. So this is actually, some of you, like, this is pretty new. Like, we've actually got pew-pews working now from the bad guys. And then now he's reloading because he ran out of ammo. I think it's super sick. And it causes damage to Drip. So that's all working. So there's still some tweaks that need to be done on the main character and on the bad guys, but we've gotten them far enough along where I think it's finally time to actually move on and actually get the level designed and created. So I have talked with my client, spoken with him. We've mapped out exactly how we want the level to work. So we're gonna start blocking out like the locations of buildings and space and all that stuff. We're gonna start doing that today, and I'm super pumped for it because now we're actually gonna have some more room to play around with. And I haven't decided. I'm not sure if I want to block out the level design in Unity or if I want to do it in Blender. If I do it in Blender, it'll be a lot faster to do it in Blender because I can edit objects a lot I can edit objects, period. You can't really edit objects in Unity, but I can do that in Blender a lot more easily. But then I can't play around in it. I would like the ability to do it in Unity because if I just like place a cube for a building, then I can run around like right away and test it out. So I think I'm actually gonna do it in Unity. Probably be faster in Blender, but I won't have the same ability to test things out. So I'm gonna start off the level design in Unity. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys like what the overall like basic bare bones blueprint is for the level. I'll do that in Blender, but then we will actually place the objects and stuff in Unity. So let's open up Blender. Let's do 4.1, that's fine. Yeah, Scruffy, I don't know what that is. What's all about? Can you make Invincible for the Lego thing? Invincible, is that a superhero? Oh, also guys, I've got my coffee, so I'm all set. I'm cozy. I'm pumped. This is gonna be fun. I hope are you guys pumped? Are you guys pumped? How are you guys doing? Are you guys cozy? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Are you guys at home? Is anyone somewhere other than home right now? Yes, the X-Man. This is a mobile game for a client of mine. Okay, are we getting YouTube coming through? Yes, we are. Cool. Invincible is a superhero from a popular indie comic series, but he doesn't exist as Lego. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I could still make him as Lego. I'll just have to come up with my own ideas and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys real quick what the general idea is for the level. It's very simple. So essentially what we're doing, I'm gonna just delete all this, and I'll start doing this more officially on the Unity side in a bit, but I want to kind of show you guys the blueprint for what it's gonna look like. So essentially level 1 of this game is going to be split into 3 sections. So let's do, I'll do a plane. Get rid of these verts. Move selection to cursor. Okay, so that is in the very middle. So if we look at this from the side view, we essentially have this split, subdivide it 2 times, boop, right there. Okay, so the level is gonna be split into 3 sections. The first section is, it's all in the city. Well, sort of, okay. So the city that you see here, we're like in a city. We're in the city of Tooland in this game. So level 1 split into 3/3. Let me extrude this a little bit just so we can see it a little better. Okay, so the first section of the level, you're on the ground level of the city. And then the second section of the level, you are on the rooftops. Make it a little bigger, like that. You're on the rooftops of the city. And then the third section of the level, you are back to ground level, but you are in the docks, like the shipping area of this. So I'm gonna pull up the comic, because the whole idea of each of the levels in this game is to match the comic book series. So level 1 in the game will match comic book issue 1 of the comic book series. Level 2 in the game will match comic book issue 2. So when level 1 takes place in the city, and then the final boss battle at the end of comic book issue 1 takes place at the shipping docks. So let me pull up the comic book series for Tooland issue 1, and I'm going to show you guys pictures. I'm actually just going to scrub through the whole. You guys can all see this, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. So here's comic book issue 1, and there's Rampage, the final boss, the big red elephant dude. Okay, so let's go through this. So starts off, you're in the city and you're just kind of fighting some goons, some thugs, some bad guys. And this is like some school stuff. We're not doing any of that. Here's Rampage again. He's talking to his goons. And then towards the end, or you make your way through the comic book, and then it's nighttime, and then Drip is trying to track down Rampage, and then he finally starts fighting the bad guys, fighting the bad guys, and then he gets trapped. They take him, they hang him up in the air, and now they're at the docks, where the shipping containers and shipping area is. So he breaks free, fights all the bad guys, and then Rampage, spoiler alert by the way, if you haven't read the comic book series, and then Rampage shows up and then he fights Rampage. And then you defeat Rampage by, when you finally destroy him, he ends up in the water off the end of the dock. So that's the end of the level. So we're gonna be essentially following that same idea for this level. So the first bit, the second bit on the rooftops is not really, it kind of is in the comic book issue, but this was just my idea to kind of get us on the rooftops and using the jetpack, because Drip has a jetpack in this game. Riku, what's up? Hope the stream's big as far. Thanks, I just started it actually. Alfie, how's it going? Alfie, dude, I don't understand why people are spamming Hitler. It's so ridiculous. Like, what's the point? It's not funny, it's not doing anything, I just don't get it. Ooh, this you without the logo. Yes, it is, Jinx. This is face reveal, I guess. Yeah, I've done face reveal a lot, so nothing new. But yeah, when I do these IRL game dev streams, I just me. Okay, so Drip has a jetpack. Okay, and so when you're in the first third of this level, this section right here, you're going to be limited to how high you can fly, just like you are here. See how he can only fly this high? But then once we get to the end of the first section, we're gonna be blocked by a building right here. And when we get to that building, you're gonna pick up a power up, and that will let you fly a lot longer. So then you can fly to the very top of the building, and then you're traversing from rooftop to rooftop of different buildings, continuing to fight the same type of bad guys. And you're able to use your jetpack more and stuff like that. And then you get to the end of that, then you make your way back down to ground level. And now you're in this section, which will transition from buildings to docks. So let me actually throw up a few buildings here. Didn't want to do that. Mesh cube. Okay, cube. Let's make it like that. Okay. So this is essentially blocking out the level. Put this right here. I guess I am doing it in Blender. I'm just doing this like side view in Blender, and then we'll do more in Unity. So we don't want to switch straight from city buildings to docks. We kind of want to fade out, kind of like you're leaving the city and going out to the suburbs or out to the shipping area, and the buildings kind of get smaller and smaller. Same thing in the first part of the level too. We'll probably do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this part. Okay, so this is the basic idea. Or let me go ahead and put this right here. So then we have shipping containers. Stacked on top of each other even. That'll look super cool. And then at the very end, we're kind of like on this pier, like a dock, and then below that is water. Whoops. Actually make that blue. Let's do some colors. That's weird. Okay, so this will be the asphalt. These are the buildings, and these are the shipping containers. And this is the dock. Brown. Oop. Okay, come on. Okay, so that's essentially the level mapped out. So this first third of the level, these will kind of be like back. Let me do this too, so we can kind of see it. So here's the road. This is essentially what the level is, okay? So you start off this first third of the level. I'm sorry, guys. Start off the first third of the level. You're on the street, you're on the sidewalks, and then you've got buildings in the background. Looks just like this right here, essentially. Oh, we're still in play mode. So you're essentially in this mode. Okay, so you're running around, you've got buildings behind you, you're on the street, and then you finally get to the end of that first third of the level, and there's a building blocking you, so you get like to a T-junction, a T-intersection, or whatever on the end of the street, where the building just blocks you from progressing left to right. So then your only choice is to go up. So that's pretty much right here. So you make your way through the first third of the level on the ground level, and then you have to fly up to the very top of the building, and then through the second third of the level, you're essentially jumping and flying rooftop to rooftop, fighting bad guys, and you get to the end. And I'm thinking too, if you try to go down, you're out. You get knocked out or whatever. Like the camera doesn't follow you down. Like if you jump down and fall, then it's end of game or something like that. I don't know how we're gonna handle that yet, but that sounds like a reasonable route. Then you get to the end of the second third of the level, and then once you've made it down the buildings, you get down back to ground level, but now the game has transitioned from city area to like shipping container area. So that's this area right here. So in this area, there will be like all these shipping containers that are now in the backdrop. and you're fighting bad guys, and this is essentially where the final boss fight takes place. And then just like in the comic book series, you eventually fight Rampage, the boss, over to the end, and then he's on this dock and you knock him off and he falls into the water. End of level 1. Boom. So that is basically the layout of the level. So I want to start blocking that out in Unity so we can actually play around with that, because I want to get a feel for like how long it's gonna take the player to get from the beginning of level to end of level, and that will determine like how many buildings we have and how long the level is and stuff. But let's catch up on chat. Let's see. And you're still doing all the development? Yes, I'm doing all the development myself, Riku. I did hire a character artist to design Rampage, the final boss. So other than Rampage, yes, I've done and I'm doing everything myself. Where's the Lego, guys? He's in my PC right over here. He's trapped in my PC until I pull him out. Oh, do you guys want to see this? This is a Lego creation I made. Why is that so loose? Oh, because it's not using the right piece. My son and I were building Legos, and this was a Lego creation I made a while back. And I was so proud of it because I think it's the coolest thing I've ever made, like in my whole life. The coolest custom Lego thing I've ever made in my whole life. With no instructions or anything. It's a robot, so he's got the legs, the movable legs, and the arms, but he's got wheels on it too. So he can transform. So he transformed down to that way. And then let's see. Wait, that's transformed. Wheels. And then he can go into walk mode, where these turn around in their arms. And that's him standing up. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the, you asked for the Lego guide there. There's a Lego creation. How about that? Where are the Lego? I'm not doing Lego. So whenever I do the IRL game dev streams, guys, I just do my face, my webcam. Where is Unity? There it is. Okay. Check Player is back. What's up? Mr. 137, big fan. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Is your VR Lego app available for download? It is not. It's private. Sorry about that. It's a lot of work. We'll definitely stick around with you to see it develop. Thanks, Riku. Mecha Suit? Yeah, essentially. Have you ever watched Invincible? I've not. Also helps people who want to create their own games too. Oh yeah, that's a big reason why I'm doing this whole live development thing. There's not a lot of that out there. There's tutorials out there on how to make games, but there's very few people that actually live stream game development from beginning to end. And I wanted to do it. I thought it would be fun, so we've had some fun so far. Okay. Let's actually block out these buildings in Unity so we can actually jump from rooftop to rooftop. That's what I'm excited about. Okay, so we're following this blueprint. First third, second third, third third. So let's go into Unity scene view. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the goon off. We don't need him. In fact, we don't need drip either. Okay, here's our level so far. One street block. Now this is gonna be very bare bones because I'm actually gonna do the modeling for the buildings and the sidewalks and all that stuff in Blender. Right now I'm just gonna block out the placement for these buildings. So right now, are these buildings just cubes? Buildings. Oh, I have them all as one piece. Okay. So let's see. Watch it and try making it into a Lego character. Try it. Invincible. Okay, I will look into that after stream today. Yeah, so we've got the sidewalk, which are essentially just cubes for now. The buildings are cubes. Okay. Let's block this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna create an empty game object. Call this blueprint. Clear the transform. And then inside that, we're gonna put a cube. 3D cube. Cube needs to be big, like a building size. We're actually going to rename it building. And scale on the X. Maybe 20 is probably good. 20 by 20. Oh wait, 20 that way. And then Z. It's probably too tall. Oh, maybe not. Well, the height will be changing throughout. It'll be like different heights for the buildings. 10. Like looking at Drip's size, I would say that's a good height for a building. Or at least the base build. Essentially, it's a 20 by 20 by 20 cube. And then we can change it later. We can add a script that will just automate the randomization of the building sizes. Okay. So here is building 1. Something too I need to be careful of in this game. So this game right now, whenever you pass an intersection, you can see deep into the level, and that's dangerous because that's going to require us to make a lot of set decorations and props and stuff to cover that. And plus, it's in a city. I don't think we're gonna have people walking around because that's super out of scope. Maybe the client will want to pay me to have people walking around and cars driving by. That just seems like a lot for a mobile game, so I'm not sure. It's on HBO. Okay, cool. I've got HBO. Okie dokie. We have someone watching on YT, but they're not chatting. Whoever is on YT, I need you to chat so I can see who's watching. I need to know who's on my stream. Okay. So to fix that insane depth of the roadways, I think we're gonna need to put buildings like right here. Hey, that actually doesn't look too bad. Like obviously we need some, like what I mean is like put a building right there. That wouldn't be too bad for like maybe make it like there. So it would be like short buildings. Oh, that's what I need to do. Okay, this needs to actually probably be like maybe a 15 by 15. Or let's do 10 by 10. No, let's do small. Let's do 15 by 15. Let's see how that feels when Drip runs past it. But I also need to add some ground here. So I'm just going to add another cube probably. Duplicate, no, not that one. Duplicate. Ground. Some advice for when you do your Lego Spider-Man impression: make him sound incredibly dorky and nerdy. I would honestly probably just use my normal voice, or more like an Emmett voice. Probably be like excited. Like when you say nerdy, I think like, haha, what's up guys? How are you doing? Like that. I feel like that's not Spider-Man. I'd probably try to sound like Tom Holland Spider-Man. Okay, ground. We're gonna make it 1. 25. Okay, let's try that. Okay, there's the ground just for now for blocking stuff out. Let's make it a little wider. And pretty sure, actually we might be able to run on that because it already created a box collider. Let's see, let's play the game. My nerd voice is hilarious. I like that. I like that in the background. I like having not a lot of depth. That looks good. Okay. Can I run over here? I don't think so. I think there's a collider blocking me. Yep, there's a collider blocking me. So I need to turn that off. And that is in, yep, level 1. So level 1. Collider. Not that one. There we go. Now I can pass through. Beautiful. And we're on ground. This is the first time that I've ever ventured past that one collider. We're in a new level now, and now we can fall off. Falling forever. Level design, I think level design is so fun. Obviously, I haven't done a lot of it, but level design is so fun for a video game because you can make whatever you want, and that's just so exciting. That's like the sky's the limit. Like if we want to have him jump across something, we can just put that in. If we want to have him climb a building, we can put a building in. If we want to have him jumping from building to building, we just put another building in. You can pretty much put whatever. It's like it's creating a world that where anything goes. Anything goes in this world, which is what's so exciting about game design. Spaces between buildings will be tricky. That'll be fun because it'll be a way to add challenges to the player, to like time your jumps, time your jetpack, and all that stuff. Oh, I just thought of an idea. Because there's going to be bad guys on the rooftops, okay? So maybe as you're jumping, bad guys can still pew-pew you while you're jumping. And if they hit you while you're flying, that makes you start to fall down. And then you fall down in between the buildings and it's over. I wonder if we should make Drip be able to hold his shield up while he's flying. Because right now I have him so he can't. So you can hold your shield up like this. When you're flying, he just does that. So if you get hit mid-air, like it's over. That would be super cool. I also need to temporarily take off his flight limit because right now he can only fly so high. I need to turn that off. Did I make a variable to turn that off and on? Let's see. I think I did. Player. No, I didn't. Jump count, attacking ground. Oh, I did max flight height, 3.5. Okay, how do I remember 3.5? I can always set it later. So max flight height, we'll just do 100. Now I can fly forever. Cool. Okay, let's see how this building feels. That sounds like hard mode. Yeah, it does actually. Okay, let's see if I can fly forever. Yep, we can. Oh, dude, this is sick. Let's land on that building. Yes! Oh, that's so fun. Oh, that's so sick, dude. Yes. Oh, we're on top of a building. Oh, this is so fun. I'm falling. Oh, I can't deploy jetpack while I'm falling? Oh, I can. Okay, cool. Oh, you can't deploy jetpack unless you're in your double jump state. Why can't I move? Oh, I need to turn that collider off permanently. Okay. Turn that off so now I can actually traverse. And let's keep placing some more buildings. I'm gonna adjust this material. Road uses road material, so we're gonna make this use the road material too. Road material. Boop. Gorgeous. Okay. Now let's make this like insanely long. What'll be the duration for the jetpack? Yes, there will be. So the first third of the level, where you're on the ground, there's a duration and a height limit for the jetpack. But then once you hit this first building that blocks you from continuing forward and you have to fly up, you're gonna pick up a power up that fits within the lore of the comic book, and that will allow you to fly super high, high enough to get to the top of the building. Once you get to the top of the building, then you're gonna have to traverse from rooftop to rooftop of the buildings. That's the whole second third of the level. Then the third level, you're back, or sorry, the third part of the level, you're back down the ground level, and you're in the shipping container docks area where you fight the final boss. Justin, what's up? This is a mobile superhero game for a client of mine. There is a lot of creativity in map design. We still have some viewers on YT, but no one is chatting. I need someone to chat. Tell me who's there. I want to know who's there. Pesky, what's up? What? Okay, so this message from Purple showed up on Stream Focus from Scralfy, but up on Purple native, Automod blocked it because it had SEX based terms. And the highlighted part that was SEX based terms was huge dork. What? That is that is terrible on the part of Automod. What the heck? It only lets me either ban Scralfy or timeout Scralfy or warn Scralfy, but I can't let the message show. Oh wait. No, it's your second message, Scralfy, that's showing up. Your second message is showing up on Stream Focus. Some advice when you do your Lego, make him sound incredibly dorky and nerdy. Yeah, but your first message, which just said, make him sound like a huge dork, though. Automod flagged that as SEX-based terms. What? It's hilarious. And Pesky's doing a lurk command. I forgot I don't have command messages showing up on Stream Focus. I need to fix that. Okay, let's keep chugging along. Okay. Let's just go crazy and add a bunch of buildings with variable heights, okay? And see, the thing I don't like about Unity is I can't change the origin point. But I could easily do that in Blender. Because I want to just be able to like change the scale on the y-axis so that it's higher and lower. But it's doing it from the center. I want to do it from the bottom. I could just go ahead and make a building prefab in Blender. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to make a mesh a cube. This is super easy. Boop. And we're going to set the origin point on this face. Cursor to selected, set origin to 3D cursor. Boop, now the origin's in at the bottom center. And let's check that. Let's clear the location. I'm gonna rename this to building. And then we're going to export that file, export FBX. And we're going to put that over in Tooland mobile game, Tooland assets, prefabs, building. Only the selected object, export. And that should show up in Unity. Under prefabs, building, drag that in. There's our little building. Bloop. And now, anytime I scale him up, let's put him inside Blueprint. Oh wait, let me also adjust the scale of the model. Scale factor. Where did it go? Oh, it's massive, that's why. Okay, building. One. There we go. There's our building. Now let's make it match this guy, which is a 1520 by 15. So 15, 20, 15. Five. 10. Oh, the rotation is off. Wait a second. No, rotation is good. We're just going by Z-axis now. Let's re-export that. It's really finicky going from some software to the other as far as axes are concerned. So let's re-export that. I'm going to use my preset for Rococo to Unity. I lost a preset. Oh, it's because I'm in a different version of Blender. Okay. Selected objects. We just need to do this to apply transform. And that should be golden. Export Unity. Where is our building? Oh, it's massive. Goodness gracious. Why is it so big? Oh, because now I need to do the... Go back to the building. Convert units. Okay, stream focus. I'm moving you over there. Apply. There we go. Okay. Now... Yep, now we're y-axis, just like Unity prefers. And now we can copy this, I believe, which is a 15, 2015. Maybe not. Nope, definitely not. 5, 8. It's like, yeah. There we go. It's half that. Okay. So then let's delete that building and delete that building back there. Now we're using our building prefab, which has the origin point at the bottom, which means we can now do fancy schmancy stuff of scaling it in one place and not having to change, and then it just easily changes the size of the building. So now we can just easily duplicate that. And the cool thing is, anytime we adjust the building prefab, it'll adjust all the buildings in the game. So let's make this one like a... Actually, I'm not even gonna mess with the sizes yet, or I'll do the vertical a little bit, just for funsies. For some reason, I have "Who Let the Dogs Out" stuck in my head this morning. I have no idea why. I'm gonna use this actually. This is gonna be a lot easier. There we go. Boop. That feels better. Okay. Actually, I need both. There we go. Duplicate. Boop. We want to slowly get bigger and bigger and bigger as we're getting. Actually, we're already at. Oh, no. We're getting to the point where. Let's go ahead and extend the road out. The road, we're gonna make it really big. 500, and then move it there. Perfect. We have a really long road, and then eventually we get to, let's see if this is gonna be long enough. We get to a place where the building is in your way and it blocks your path. And then essentially this is an intersection road where we can duplicate the ground, rotate it to 90, move that there. Okay, let's go test that out real quick in game. How are you guys doing? You guys hanging in there over there? Automod, yeah. We're on a huge project right now. You guessed it. It's a Spider-Man project. Nice. What is the project? Short film? Full feature-length movie? What is it? Bro got chat banned for saying dork. I know. So I guess stick to nerd from now on. Don't say the word dork. Purple Automod does not like it. Okay, let's test this out in game. Here we go. Guys, this is so fun. Did anyone answer my question earlier when I asked if anyone was anywhere other than home right now? Is anyone anywhere other than home right now? Okay, so we're in the game. Oh, I need to put that building back there. Okay, so here's the new part of the level. Boop, we're in no man's land. We're in uncharted territory in the game. Uncharted territory, everything looks the same. Everything looks the same. This feels a bit long. Maybe not though. Intersection. Now we're at, so that's the end of the first third of the level. Oh! The buildings don't have colliders on them. What? Oh, because it's a okay, so in Unity, when you just add like a 3D cube game object, it will automatically add a box collider. But since I added the building in as a prefab, it didn't have that on there. So let's add that box collider into the prefab. Super simple stuff. All we do is add component, box collider, and that encompasses the entire building. And now I can just apply that override. Only the box, we don't want to apply the transform because then all the buildings will be the same. We just want to apply the box collider. So we want to apply that, add it. Why can't I apply that to overrides? I want to apply the box collider, but applying to a model prefab is not possible. What? Okay, what if I go into... No, not like that. Huh? What's up, CD? How's it going? Yeah, you're fine to say, I think, whatever you want over on TikTok, but for some reason, Purple Twitch Automod did not like when someone chatted the word dork when talking about Spider-Man, like the way Spider-Man sounds. Huge dork got automodded. Okay, so why can't I not apply the collider I added as part of the prefab? Huh? Okay, I gotta search this up. Unity prefab apply collider. It wants me to select all the objects and then add the component to all of them at once. Well, that's silly. That's super silly. It wants me to add a box collider individually to each of these buildings. Well, I guess it won't be too bad. Once I've already added it, once I duplicate it from there, it'll have it on there. So add box collider. Okay, now all of them have box colliders. So now when I duplicate this one, now it should have the box collider. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's fine. But like if I ever want to go back, which I will, I'm gonna want to go back and edit that. But I guess when I actually model the buildings, they'll probably have mesh colliders, not box colliders. It's super weird that you can't apply that to the prefab. That's really silly. Okay. Let's keep going. So you get to the end, you get to that point, and that point the building is taller. And then you have to jump from that building to the next building. Boom. Let's go try that out in game. That's why I'm enjoying prototyping this level design in Unity so that I can actually test it out right away. In this project, his suit is just a hoodie and a ski mask, but at the end, he makes his first real suit. Oh, cool. Wait, so what is the project? Is this short film? Okay, I see. Short series based on his early days. Oh, nice. Okay, let's test this out. Let's fly. Actually, let's not. Running over, running over. So then in this game, you make it through the first part, the first third of the level on the ground. And then you make it to an intersection where you're blocked from progressing from left to right by this building. Boom, box collider. So then I'm thinking in this area, you gotta fight bad guys, and then you gotta find the crystal, which I forget what the, Infinium, I think my client said. Infinium is the name of the crystals in this world. So you pick that up and that gives you power. I wanna say your suit starts to glow. That would be super cool. And then your jetpack can fly infinitely until you get to the top of the building. You need to make it faster flying for sure. And actually, I'm gonna make it faster right now. Player, jetpack, ease rate, max jetpack speed, 10. Yeah, that feels better. You get to the top, fight some bad guys, and then you gotta jump to the other side. Nice. Of course, we need to extend the distance because this is too easy, I feel like. Or maybe start it out easy and then the buildings get further apart, maybe to make it more difficult. But then if you fall down here, the camera should not follow you. You should fall down without the camera, and if you fall, it's over. Game over. I want to add, because like right now I'm moving left to right, but it doesn't really look like I am. It will once we add texture to the buildings and props and stuff like that, but for now it doesn't, so I kind of want to add a grid to these buildings. So I feel like the falling is kind of slow. I'm gonna change the max jetpack speed from 4 to 10 for testing purposes. How can we use Unity 7 Unreal? So, back in the day, Unreal Engine was not free. When I was like, I think when I first started dabbling in game design, I was probably, when I first started dabbling in game design, I was actually using Blender game engine. Blender used to have a game engine, believe it or not. Blender used to have a game engine. And so I did some game design there when I was like 14, 15, 16. I made a game called Maze Craze, where you're just a little ball and you're in a maze and you got to get to the end. And I also figured out how to make tic-tac-toe. So I made tic-tac-toe in Blender game engine. I need to find those. I wonder if I have those on a drive somewhere that I could show you guys, but they're super janky. I was 16. But then I wanted to expand the game design capabilities, so I started looking into free game engines out there. The only one that was free that I recall was Unity. Unity was free back then. Unreal Engine was not free. So, and of course I was a teenager. I didn't have money to pay for software. That's why I was using Blender. So I got Unity and started using that, and I've just been using Unity ever since. Obviously, Unreal Engine is free now, but I've just had no need or reason to switch over to Unreal. I would love to. I have nothing against Unreal. It looks super cool. I would love to learn it and figure it out and use it for some projects, but right now Unity does everything I need it to do for everything that I've developed, and I have no reason to switch over. But the thing is though, like I would love to test out Unreal and use it and try it out and stuff, but I just don't. I would want to be able to have the freedom to dedicate enough time to learning it to be able to use it, and I just don't have that type of time right now, unfortunately. Maybe one day. Yes, more experience in Unity, yep. But yeah, I don't have anything against Unreal. Now, if you were to ask me what should I use, Unity or Unreal, I would ask you what type of game are you making. If you're making mobile games, 100% just go with Unity. Unity is also very good for prototyping. I think Unity is still a lot better than Unreal for prototyping. Now, if you're talking like, hey, I want to make a AAA game for console or PC, open world, Unreal. Use Unreal Engine for sure, without a doubt. But yeah, there's pros and cons to both. You can still make any game in Unity. You could make any game in Unreal. They both have their pros and cons. That's another reason too why I would like to learn Unreal, because then it would allow me to better explain to people whether they should, like, what the pros and cons are of both, and whether you should use on Unity or Unreal. Something I've heard about Unreal is that Unreal crashes a lot. That would be a no-go for me, because like I never have any crashes in Unity. I very, like maybe once every few months I'll have, not even that, maybe once every 6 months I'll have a crash in Unity. So I rarely experience crashes in Unity, but I've heard that people experience crashes in Unreal all the time. I also really love to do game design in coding, and that's how you do it in Unity. You use C# for the coding in Unity, and Unreal Engine is all about their blueprints, which is the node-based stuff, which is really cool. I don't have anything against that, but for more complex stuff, you're going to need to use coding. But then the problem with that is, in Unreal Engine, the coding language is C++, and C++ is so complex, so complicated. That's like high-level programmer stuff. If you can code in C++, you're probably working for really large companies. More than likely. Obviously, there's tons of devs out there that know C++ and are good at it and aren't, which is fine. Yes, so Unity uses C# for the coding, which is a lot simpler than C++. Okay, so we get to this intersection. Fly up. Oh, we wanted to add the grid. I want to add the grid texture to these buildings. Let's do that. So let's go into this building and let's actually just go to the building material. Now this is going to be in, no wait. Gotta make a new material, okay? I don't have a folder for materials yet. Create folder, materials, create material. Actually, I'm not gonna call it building, I'm gonna call it grid. And then on the building, we're going to assign grid. Boop. Now please tell me that I can apply. My gosh, okay. Whatevs, Unity. Stuff like that is really frustrating with Unity. Now, to be fair, I don't know if that is the same type of thing that is a thing over in Unreal or not. Okay, we have our grid texture or grid material over on the buildings. Now let's edit that grid material. Make it a little bit not so. Now I need to make a grid. Now this is where I'm unsure how we're going to do this. Tiling, I could do the tiling, but I'm not sure how the tiling is going to work on these objects without unwrapping them first and making UVs. So let's just try this base map. Do we have a square? Box. Might need to make this grid. Grid base. No idea what that grid is for. But look, we have a grid on there. Why do I have a grid in here? What was that from? Grid. Maybe it's from a plugin. I have no idea what it's from, but we can use it for now. Just a placeholder. Okay. Hey, the grid is actually working even without unwrapping these cubes. Oh no, wait, it's actually already unwrapped because cubes by default, when you make them in Blender, they're unwrapped. Yep, just like that, boom. Okay, so that makes our jobs easier. So let's go back into Unity. No, TikTok Live Studio, please do not end my stream. I did not give you permission for that. Gridpog. What's everyone's favorite Christmas movie? Ooh, that's a tough one. Favorite Christmas movie? I'm gonna be honest. Well, I don't know why I wouldn't be honest. I have two favorite Christmas movies. Actually, I would say I have a few favorite Christmas movies. My number one favorite is The Grinch, the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. It's very well made. The production value is insanely good. Jim Carrey does a fantastic job. It's hilarious. But at the same time, it's not only hilarious, but it's also very heartfelt. And I love that. It's great. Second favorite Christmas movie is A Christmas Carol because it's a great story and it has incredible music. Jamal, what's up? What's up? How's the progress? Can you tell me what you did with the game for the past 2 weeks? I haven't done a lot in the past 2 weeks, but with Thanksgiving and travel and some other personal stuff that came up. But yeah, I can show you what's going on with the game right now. So, actually, when were you last here? And hey, you're chatting from YT Shorts. That's awesome. We finally have a YT chatter. Scar Anims, what's up? Wait, are you Scroufy over on YT Vertical? Hey Sid, what's up? Oh, Home Alone. Yes, Home Alone is really good too. Home Alone, fantastic music. Da na 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 na. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs. Love it. Okay, cool, got it. Okay, Jamal. So I don't know if you were here last time, but we got the pew pews working for the bad guy. I'll show you that real quick. I love coffee, guys. Love coffee. So this bad guy has pew pew, and he can actually hit drip. It's pretty cool. And once he runs out of ammo, he will actually reload. Zoom in. And then start shooting again. Pew, pew, pew. So now enemies can punch or kick you. They can hit you with a crowbar or a bat, and they can pew pew you. But now we are actually blocking out the level design for this game. So just a quick recap, over in Blender, we did just the basic blueprint. This was talked about by me and my client, so this has already been decided. I'm just mapping it out on stream. So the level 1 is split into 3 thirds. The first third, you are on ground level, and there's buildings in the backdrop, and then you get to a building at an intersection which you cannot go through. You can't go left or right anymore, so you're forced to go up. So in the second third of the level, you are up on the rooftops of the buildings, fighting bad guys, jumping and flying from rooftop to rooftop. Then you make your way back down to ground level, and that's the third section of the level, which you are now in the docks area, where the shipping containers are, and that's where you fight the final boss, knock him into the water, he's defeated, end of level 1. So we are doing that in the game right now. So blocking out the level design. So that's this, and I just applied this grid texture because I want to add a better visual for like how much space we're traversing throughout the level, because we don't have textures or models that are in yet for these buildings. So grid, now I should be able just to change the tiling on this. Let's do 5 and 5. Nice, that looks good. Let me actually do a little bit more. Maybe 10-10, that would be too much. Maybe not actually. I'm gonna do the road too. I'm gonna give the road the same grid material. Whoa, see, yeah, that's not working. Actually wonder why. Oh, okay, yeah, it is stretched. It's stretched because the building is stretched on the z-axis. So I would love to be able to make a shader that doesn't place the grid texture based on the scale, it just does it through projection. And off the top of my head, I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but I think we can figure it out. Yeah, see, tiling. I have to make a shader, universe render pipeline, URP lit. Yeah, so let me try to make a new shader and just try to play around with that real quick. Create shader graph, URP lit shader graph, grid. Change this from that to shader graphs, grid. Okay, now it's using, this material is using my shader, which now we've got to go into that shader and edit it. So first we need a texture 2D, and that is going to be the, make it image, no, color. The color? I haven't worked in shader graph in a while. No, it's not color. What is it? Sample texture 2D. There we go. Okay. And then the texture goes there, and then this goes to there. Okay, so now we can actually put the texture in. Let's save that. So now this grid material, yep, has the exposed texture. So now in the scene, I can drag that grid in. Grid, base map. Cool, we've got our grid now. That's good. Now I need to adjust the color of that grid. So we need to multiply, I believe. Let's add a color, boop, and then I think we need to multiply maybe? No, it's not multiply, artistic. Combine. Nope, it's not that. Could just look this up. It'll be the faster way. Oh, maybe it's a mix node. Mix node. Channel mixer blend. Maybe it is that. No sound detected. What? Yes, I'm creating a shader in Unity. Is there sound detected over on TikTok? You guys hear me, right? You guys hear me? Test, test, test. Yep, we're good. Okay. Very iconic song. I know, it's so good. You remember me mocapping that? Mocapping this game? Were you there for that? Dude, that was a while ago. It's game to be levels based. So yeah, it's a platformer side scroller game. Think like old Ninja Turtle games, old retro Ninja Turtle games, as far as gameplay goes. You essentially go level to level, you fight bad guys throughout a level, and then at the end of the level, you fight a boss. You defeat the boss, then you move on to level 2. And these levels in this game sync up with and coincide with the comic book issues from this brand. So my client has, I don't know, 10 comic books maybe so far, and he's commissioned me to make level 1 for this game. And so level 1 matches up with comic book issue number 1. And then if he decides to eventually one day make level 2 of the game, that level 2 will match up with what happens in comic book issue number 2. Yeah, I've stuck around for your streams. That means a lot, dude. Thank you so much, Riku. Appreciate it. Okay. Do you do any game design at all? Or is this just interesting to you? Or like why do you? Cam Kess, what's up? Said hi. Yo, David, thank you so much for the TikTok gifts. That means a lot. You are way too kind. Why is that message not showing up? on stream focus. Hey Camcast, if you're still there, could you chat again, please? Camcast, if you are on YT Shorts, could you chat again? Oh, thank you, David. You're way too kind. I've had a small interest in making a game, so this is all very interesting to watch. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Well, dude, you should, if you're not part of the Discord yet, you should join the Discord. We have a whole channel there for game design, and you can post stuff there. You can ask questions. And if you're making anything, I would love to see what you're making. Okay, what were we doing? Oh, yeah, the shader. So let's check this real quick. See if it actually worked. Can I set the color? Let me move this over here. Yes, awesome. So that we did that correctly. So now it's actually multiplying or blending the color with the texture. Let's do that. Now I need a way to change the value, like how we did in the previous built-in shader where you could change the tiling. So now this is where we need to do tiling based on projection, but not on UVs, and that's what I'm not sure of how to do off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. So we need to add, let's see, some type of input, or right here, let's do a vector 3. That is going to be our input for the tiling. UV tiling and offset. So it actually needs to be a vector 2, not a vector 3. Vector 2, boop, that goes into not the UV, but the tiling. And then the tiling goes into, not sure, into the UVs maybe? On the sample texture? Possibly. Let's save that and try it out. Yeah, so right now, in that material, tiling set to 0, 0, so it was 1, 1. Yep, beautiful, that works. Awesome. So 5 and 5. Okay, so now we're exactly where we were before with the previous shader. Now we just got to make the tiling happen with projection and not via UVs, because right now we're getting stretched. See how the grid is stretched? On the top it's not stretched because it's an equal width and length of the building. It's a square. But see, if I was to stretch this, it's just going to stretch that out. It's going to stretch the grid. But I want the grid to be perfectly even so that it's a square everywhere. So hopefully we can get that figured out right here. Let's see. So let's see. Input. Let me just type in some stuff that I think it might be. It's not UV. Wait, parallax, no. Triplanar, that's what we want. I think. Maybe? See if there's projection. Vector per UV triplanar. Oh, that's what I already had. So it's under UV. Yeah, so under UV, we have, yeah, pretty confident it's triplanar. So we bring the texture down into here. Nope, that's false. Disconnect UVs. Texture goes down into here, and then the out goes up. The out goes up. No. This goes to here. Nope, I'm wrong again. Hey, look, there's a tile right there. You can change the tiling. So let me change that to there. No, not tiling and offset. We don't need that anymore. We just need the vector 2, which should actually be just a vector 1 now, or a float. Float changes the tiling. Then the texture goes to there. Absolute world space. Not sure. Type, default, normal. No, definitely default. Out. Out just goes straight to there. Do we just completely bypass sample texture? I'll be very surprised if this works. Be very surprised if this works. Let's try it. We have our grid material. Float. Oh my gosh, it actually worked. It worked. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Every single square is perfectly the same size, and no matter how you stretch this building, it's gonna, watch this. Look at that. You stretch the building and all the squares stay exactly the same size. Yes. Now we have an official grid material that we can apply to any object in the game that does not yet have its own material and textures. That makes me so happy. That's so fun. So now with that, we can play the game and get a much better feel for how much we're moving in space. Because you can't really do that with flat textures. See, like right now, this building, like if you're super close to it, you're moving left to right, it doesn't really feel, until you get to the edge, it doesn't really feel like you're moving left or right. Now when we see this grid, oh, it's so much easier to see. Look at that. That's freaking gorgeous, dude. Oh, I love it so much. I want to make it a little bit bigger, I think. Grid. Or, yeah, bigger squares. Nope, not that way. Yeah, 0.3 feels good. Nice, dude. That's sick. See, now we can actually get a feel for how fast we're flying and falling. You couldn't do that before when it didn't have the grid. So like if I just delete this, if I remove the texture, see now it's just flat. And so it looks like I'm running on a treadmill. Looks like I'm running on a treadmill. I'm not, but it looks like it is. Because there's no visual cue for how you're, so like right now, it just looks like I'm floating, but then you get to the top. So yeah, that's super cool, dude. Now we have the texture. Oh, that's awesome. Adds so much. And I fell through the level. And we're flying back up. And we're good. So fun, dude. I love this. Yo, Riku just subbed on YT. Thank you so much. Moved over to YT since I'm on my PC now. Oh, awesome. What are you doing? Just curious. What's up, James? I am working on a mobile video game for a client of mine. Yes, I built this. Okay, so you moved over to YT since you're on your PC, but why are you on YT Shorts instead of the YT Horizontal, Riku? Is something wrong with my horizontal stream on YT? Is that why no one's over there? It's live, it's public. Is it not showing up on my channel? Actually, my wife mentioned this last week. Because sometimes she'll pop in and watch the YouTube stream. She said she didn't like how if you click on the icon on my YouTube channel, it will automatically go to my short stream instead of my horizontal stream. And she watches on her PC. Live. Yeah, so it shows my shorts as the latest. I wish you could make it so that your short stream doesn't even show up on your channel. It should only show up when you scroll to it. This was default, so it's short. What do you mean by default? Because like I'm on my channel right now. Actually, let me view it from an incognito tab. Because I'm looking at it on a normal tab, and it's not even showing my live thingamabob. Pixel, no, YouTube, Pixel Fire, Pixel Fur. Pixel Fire. Guys, I'm looking so high up because I have the Chrome stuff. Okay, yeah, okay. So the icon for my channel, if it shows that I'm live, if you click on that, it goes to my shorts stream. And I'm guessing it does that because my short stream is the one that's higher up on my channel. So I need to just start making my short stream first in the YouTube Live Studio Manager, and then making the horizontal stream second so that it shows up second. Okay. Yeah, because the horizontal experience is a lot better. You can see my full screen. You're missing a lot on the vertical stream, unfortunately, because you can't see as much. One of your favorites is Elf. That is a very good one. I love Elf. Just clicked on your live and it just went to, yeah, you're right. So if you just go to my channel, Riku, and you go to the live stream tab, you'll see both of my streams, and you can watch the non-shorts one, and that'll give you a much better experience if you're on a PC monitor. Okay, so we've got the grid. I'm not sure though that, oh, intersection. Z fighting. This is called Z fighting. When two planes in a game are at exactly the same spot, they will constantly fight each other for visibility. That is called Z fighting. So all we have to do is adjust the ground and move it slightly down. Let's actually go do that right now. Ground. Now this is just a placeholder. See that Z fighting? Now we just gotta move it slightly. Boop. Now it's not fighting. Okay. Now, so this grid. I'm not sure I like the light lines and then the thicker lines. It makes it a little bit too jarring, I think, to run around in. Maybe I just make it. Yeah, that's better. Do 0.1. That feels a lot better. Maybe even, no, 0.2, 0.15. No, those thick lines still feel fine on the backdrop buildings. But like this in the foreground, it's a little too distracting and jarring. I want to know too where those grid images came from. Oh, I know. I bet they're in the... They're in the startup package that Unity has for third-person shooters. What's it called? Yeah, starter assets. I bet it's in here. Yep, there it is. Sample environment. I want to open that up real quick. Third-person controller playground. Whoa. Just for funsies. Woo-hoo. Walking, hold down shift and I can run. so cool, dude. Jump, jump. This is a starter asset, so you can actually, this is free. Like if you use Unity, or if you download Unity for free, you can get this starter package for free. You can play around with this area, add whatever you want, extend it, delete stuff. Are they using the... That's a normal map. You can see like some depth to the lines. See, they're doing essentially the same thing that I'm doing now. They actually wonder if they did the same triplanar projection thing that I did, or if they have everything UV unwrapped. Actually, I'm curious now. I want to see environment. Box. Grid orange material. Tiling. No, they just have tiling. So if I stretch that, is it gonna mess it up? Yeah, it does. So they're not doing what we're doing. They just UV unwrapped everything, probably in Blender or whatever 3D modeling software they have, so that all the squares were even. Okay, let's go back to our scene. Level 1. Save. Okay, what's next with the blocking? What is next with the blocking? I might edit the grid a little later, but it's fine for now. It's honestly just a placeholder. Oh, we need to do this to make that road use the same grid material. Okay, so you get here and then you're going rooftop to rooftop. Let's duplicate this. Boop. We start getting a little taller maybe. A little further away, but also a little lower to make that jump. Rooftop to rooftop. And we're slowly maybe getting a little higher. Okay. Actually, that's pretty... Might be a little too long. I think we need to start getting lower actually now. So maybe this needs to be higher. This can be higher. This can be... Then we start getting a little lower. And then we are outside of the city and into the shipping container area. We're going to use the same building prefab for a shipping container. That's going to be... Actually, before we need to have some buildings in the background first, I think. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. So this is kind of where we're transitioning to the docks. The building just gets super small. To extend the road more. Probably just, yeah. 800. I learned that from QA testing. Oh, I see. There's a competition for that level for whoever makes the coolest Unity base level. I don't know. Well, the Christmas tree up. We do. We have Christmas trees up. The kids have one in their room, and we have one main one in our living room. Saturday, nice. Okay, so we're in the docks area now, so let's set up some shipping containers. I'm actually gonna make these a fancy smancy color. We're gonna make it a oh no. I can't set individual colors with shared materials. Oh well. I'll just make... That's super silly. Unity editor, unique color with shared material. I know I can do it at runtime, but... Okay, I can obviously randomize the color in code just like we're doing for the bad guy. For the enemy clothes randomization, but I want to just be able to do that in the editor, but I guess I can't. Okay, so we're gonna change this to, yes, grid containers. And then these guys are gonna use grid containers. And then I can change their color to slight red. And then a little more saturated. There we go. And then change their size. I'm gonna move drip over there so I don't have to run over here every time. Player armature X 500. There you are, Mr. Drip. Okay, that looked like a good size for a shipping container. Height, maybe a little bit smaller. Height, boop. Maybe that's good. And then what do you guys think? Shipping container size? These are gonna be stacked too. I think that's a good height. Length. Feels good. Depth. Feels about right. A lot longer, you think? Shipping container size. The most common shipping container sizes are 20 foot and 40 foot. The standard external width of 8 feet and height of 8 feet. 20 by 8 by 8.5. So that's like, drip is 6 feet. That's like essentially three drips long. It's 3 drips long. Which I think that's about right. If we take drip and we rotate him. Hey, that's cool. Woo, woo. Make him -90. Move him up. Bring him over here. Boop. Right up against it. Boop. We measure the shipping container by size, by how many drips there are. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 18. So yeah, you're right. We need to make this longer. So that right there would be about 20 feet probably. Ish. Okay. Now let's undo that before I get drip permanently messed up. So the scale is like 2.8, 2.87 on the X. Okay. So undo, 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 undo. Okay, what did I say that was? 2.8? 2.7? 2.7? Was it 2.8 or 2.7? What did I say? Oh, it's 2.7. Okay. So the height needs to be 8 feet. So it needs to be a little bit lower. Yep. That feels about right. Ah, yes, my room is 2 drips wide. Shipping containers are large? Yeah, they are. So we're like 2.7. This is in meters, I believe. Unity's in meters. 2.7 meters. Well, I'm actually not sure if that's correct here because this was an imported item. Let's actually look at that. Prefabs. Oh, and I'm using the building. Convert units. 1 centimeter file to 0.01 meters unity. I'm not sure how big it was in Blender though. We'll just go with this. So we've got our shipping container. Please let me rename this. Thank you. Shipping container. Where'd it go? Why is this? Where'd it go? Huh? What is happening? Redo, undo, redo. What is happening that's making it disappear? I'm so confused. Oh, I hid it. Why did it hide? Hold on, guys. Family's back, just closing the door. How did I hide that? I think I pressed a keybind and that hid the item for some reason. Okay, so we are 2.7 long. Width and height feels good. I think this is good. So now let's do that. This is gonna be fun to like stack the shipping containers and add some layering to them and stuff. Whoops, wrong way. Add some depth. Make them various different colors and shades and stuff. Offset it just a little bit for added realism. Add some rotation to it. Nice. Let's try that out. Pixels locked in, yep. Oh no, our table? What do you mean? What happened to your table? Momo, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. Just want to hop in and say I'm a huge fan. Thank you, NB, that means a lot. Why are you a huge fan? You like the game design stuff or the Lego stuff or what is it? Yeah, that's too much building transition. Going from rooftop. Yeah, how many is that? It's like 4 buildings. Yeah, that's too much. It needs to get to like shipping containers like right here. I think we need like 1 building. After you go down from the rooftop, then you're in shipping container land. Now you're at the docks. Oh, this is so cool and so fun. We're at the docks now, shipping containers. You can jump on top of this thing, keep fighting the bad guys. They're shooting up at you. It's gonna be so fun. Well, that's a glitch. Look at that. It's hitting the shipping containers because we already have colliders on them. It's a beautiful thing. Will it bounce off if I hit it? Yeah, I love it. Nice. Looks so good. Ooh, that's interesting. So the grid pattern doesn't quite work when you rotate the object. I wonder if there's a way to fix that in the shader. Now I'm curious. See like the grid pattern when it's on triplanar projection? Let's triplanar, position, normal, tile blend, texture, absolute world space. Probably not. No, there has to be a way. Input, object, object. It's not giving any rotation. If I just do position, will that? Nope, that broke everything. Why did that break everything? Grid container. me look this up. Unity shader graph. Triplanar with object rotation. Okay, so world space projection is the default. Object space projection, that's what I want. To make the texture rotate with the object, you need to provide the triplanar node with object space position and object space normal. Oh. Create triplanar node, object space, add a position node, set its space. So I was halfway there, so provide object space position at a position. Wait. Geometry position node. Oh yeah, okay. And then set it space property to object instead of world. Yep, object, yes. And then connect the position nodes output to the position input of the triplanar. Boom, that'll do it, I believe. Well, here, fingers crossed. Do you have to add the normal as well? Add a normal, that's if you're using a normal map, but we're not, so it should be fine even without that. Let's check it out. Yes, look at that, dude. The grid now matches, beautiful. But the grid is the wrong size now. This shouldn't affect it. But let's do the normal thing as well. Add a normal vector. Change that also to object, and that goes into the normal. And save. Okay, so it works, but we just gotta adjust the float value. I forget what it was before, but it doesn't matter. We can just make whatever we want. One. Yeah, let's just do 1. And then same thing for the grid. We change that to 1. Wait, it's stretched. Why is it stretched? Why is it stretched? Position is an input geometry, so then input geometry. Any thoughts? Scarlett, what's up? I love your videos. I'll be so happy to have a shout out for my birthday tomorrow. Your birthday, dude. Happy birthday, Scarlett. Welcome to the stream and happy birthday. That's exciting. Are you having a party or anything? The stream has helped me enter animation flow state. Nice, Scroufy. Love it. Post your stuff when you're done. I want to see your progress. Okay, so so this is saying that it makes the texture rotate and move with the object without any sliding or stretching effects, but I am getting the stretching effects. Why am I getting stretching effects? Type default space. Oh, space object, maybe? Yes! Wait, maybe. No. No. False. Nope. Gosh darn it. So currently I have to either choose between rotation, the grid following the rotation of the object, or having a consistent scale. And I much prefer consistent scale, but I want both. Why can't I have both? Maybe I do world scale, put scene object. No. You can share triplanar with object rotation and world scale. Yes, a shader that disregards the scale of the object and only uses its rotation and position. Yes, that's what I want. Images, node setups, world space UVs and triplanar mapping. actually pull this down here so you guys can see this. Maddie, what's up? Or Mate, how do you pronounce that? Rise Phoenix Fire, what's up? Pokemon is so expensive. Anyone has recommendations where I can find another store? No idea. Let's go back. Let me look at that again. Position, split, vector, tiling. That's for the blend. From Italia. I'm from the US. Oh, there's gotta be a way. Okay, we're doing that. Apply world scale to make texture tiling consistent across objects of different scales. To ensure the scaling factor is applied correctly to the UV based on the original world space scale you desire, while still respecting the object's relative. Might need to do this with code. No, I'm not a Lego today. Whenever I do the IRL game dev stuff, I just do webcam. So right now I'm working on this game. Oh my gosh. I'm just not even gonna worry about it. I don't need to. There's gotta be a way though to use the object scale. Or just make the tiling based on the object scale by multiplying it or something. I don't know. We do that times the object scale and multiply that, and that gives us the tiling. Like, that's not gonna work, but it's gotta be something like that. Pretty sure. It's gotta be something like that, right? Oh no, I got rid of the texture. Whoops. That was silly of me. Still did not work. It's still, the scale is off there and the scale is off on the road. Gosh darn it. Or in like an inverse. Invert. Negate. Maybe. Negate the scale. And then multiply it. Maybe. Probably not. Thought that worked for a second. I need to get rid of this. Why are we... Graph inspector. Okay, come on. There we go. No, Mate, I'm not eating Lego. I'm just gonna look for a Game Boy Color instead. I remember those days, Game Boy Color. Okay. Yeah, this is taking too much time. I don't really need to worry about it. So I'm gonna go back to what we had before. Boop, absolute world space, texture. We had the float controlling the tile. Yep. So it works when we have the perfect scale of all the box, all the grid. It's just it doesn't work on rotated objects, which is really frustrating. There's got to be a way to do that, but can't figure it out right now. So. Unnecessary, because this is just for prototyping. It's not even going to be in the game. Man, I wish there was an easy way to do it, though. Goes way too long for sure. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day, call it a stream. We got a lot done. We mapped everything out over in Blender with the 3 sections of the level. We did some mapping out in Unity. This is our scene view. So essentially the first third of the level, you are ground level with the buildings in the backdrop. Then you get to this section where you're required to fly up onto the building, jump rooftop to rooftop. And then once you get to the end of that, go back to ground level. Then you get into shipping container area. I need to work this out like this. We need to have not this many buildings. We need to have like maybe just 1 or 2, if that. And then we go to shipping container area. Global. And then we're eventually at the end, which this guy could probably make a little bit smaller. 600. 500. Yep. And then that is where we fight the final boss. Whoa, we got a follow on purple. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And then in the shipping container area, that is where we fight the final boss and the bad guys. And then we knock the final boss into the water, and that is end of level 1. Louise, this looks super complex. It's a video game. I mean, yeah, video games are, they can be complex. I love this area already. Just imagine like fighting on these shipping containers and you're like jumping up here and the bad guys are shooting at you from below. It'd be super fun, dude. So cool. Fight him. Boom. Throw your shield out. Boom. Hit him. Hit the building. Or hit the shipping container. Your shield gets knocked off. You pull it back to you. Oh, and another thing too. By the time you get to the end of the level, it's going to be nighttime. So that's going to be super fun. So we're going to have like some nighttime lighting. We're going to have to put some lamp posts in as well. I actually want to play around with the nighttime lighting real quick. Directional light. Let's see what this will look like. Let's see. Temperature, really blue. Oh, looks sick already, dude. And then just bring the intensity down. Super cool. And then we'll have like some lights. Oh, the global volume, the sky. Where is the sky? Directional light. Filter. Where's our sky? Main camera, rendering. Environment. Background type skybox. Global volume. Light. Whoops, didn't want to do that. Where's our skybox in the thing? I need to add one probably. We haven't done that yet. Create rendering? No. Lighting. 3D object. We'll figure it out later. But just for now, for funsies, let's change the background from skybox to solid color and then make it like a blue. That's way too saturated. Yeah, so it's gonna be like nighttime by the time you get to the end of the level. That looks so cool already. Look at that. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Like, that's so fun. Nighttime. Done. Well, not done, but an example of what the nighttime will look like by the time you reach the end of the game. That's super sick. Maybe have some fog, because this is on the docks. This is near water, so you'd have like some fog in the area. That could look really cool. Actually, can you do fog with URP? I'm not sure if you can or not. I do not know. Like built-in fog, obviously we could add some fog, like with textures and stuff. That's gonna be fun. We're doing so much extra stuff for a mobile game, of all things, a mobile game, but that's gonna look so cool. Transitioning from day to night as you progress throughout the levels. I mean, yeah, not a night-day cycle, but as you progress from beginning level to end, it'll go from day to night. Which might be weird if you start to go backwards, because then it will go backwards. I might make it like those old games where you can't go backwards. Like once you reach each section in the game, in the level, you can't go backwards. I'll have to ask my client about that, because that'll be his decision, ultimately. Lorenzo, what's up? Thanks for joining the stream. And you can get that game, our run on the Game Boy. That would be cool, just an idea. What? I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining the stream today. I had a blast. I'm so glad we're finally actually getting into the level design for this game. It's so much fun. It'll be really cool when I actually model and texture buildings and props like crates and barrels and the shipping containers and lampposts and fire hydrants, and put those all into the game, and dumpsters, and it's going to be so fun putting it into the game and seeing it come to life. Like, I feel like the level design, that's when you start to actually see the game come to life, which is really fun. So I'm excited about that. Had a blast today, guys. Thanks for joining me on the stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'll see today's Thursday. Probably try to do a Lego stream tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll do a Lego stream. So stay tuned for that. Be sure that you are following. If you guys aren't following, shame on you. Follow. Guys, be sure you're following on the YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, X, wherever you guys hang out. We also have a Discord community. Be sure to check us out there. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you, Riku. Thank you. So doing Lego model thing where you change into... No, yeah, that's me. I'm the Lego dude, lawyer. I'll probably do a Lego stream tomorrow. I think we could do one. Yeah, whenever I do the game design streams, I just do it IRL. So, the gaming streams, I'll be the Lego VTuber setup. There's my mocap suit right there, actually. So anytime I'm playing a game, I'll use the VTuber setup. Anytime I do the just chatting streams, where we're just hanging out and you guys are changing my skin, I'll do the VTuber setup. Whenever I do these types of streams where I'm actually developing video games or apps live, I'll just do it webcam. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye, guys.